Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And today I'm up with more from KSCRAFT. I'm just moving my paper around here, making sure the camera's straight. And we're going to do a Let's Make This. So I'm going to use the trio of scallop edge tags. This comes in a set of 3, and I'm using the middle size one. And we're also going to use that lovely basket that comes with a little strawberry and a little apple. Right, the paper that I'm using today is the Snap Click Supply, which is a digital pack, and it's Cartabella, and it's just called Summer. So Summer is the name of that, and it's by Cartabella on Snap Click Supply. So as we're doing strawberries, then the strawberry theme is what I am sticking with. I'm trying really hard not to drop any pieces on the floor. So I've cut the back piece of the tag there in craft cardstock, and the top piece is in the Cartabella Summer. Now you'll notice that I didn't use the other die that cuts a hole straight through, and that's because I just want my ribbon at the front. So that is going to lay out onto there, and I hope my camera's clear. And then I used some ephemera from that pack and cut it out. So I cut this lovely strawberry label, sort of like a seed packet, and that's going to add a little bit of colour, but it's still got the same design in it. And then something that's a really great cheat, and that is for the back of the basket, I cut that Cartabella paper again so that you kind of get the feeling of a basket full of strawberries without having to cut lots and lots of strawberries, if you know what I mean. And then this basket was done in white, and then I used my Touch 5 alcohol ink marker and coloured it in just to get the shade of blue that I want, and that is going to lay out on top of there. This is going to be stuck down here, and then I've printed out a couple of words which are so lovely, and then I've kind of fussy cut them because I want them to kind of like go off at an angle on that little basket there, and it just says so lovely, which it is. And my piece of ribbon that I'm choosing is a pink tape measure, which is a piece of ribbon from, I think it's one of the Michaels fibre packs. I'm pretty sure it's Michaels. And what I want to do with that is just cross it over ribbon style like that, and then this bit is going to thread in through that section, and it's going to be held, slide it down with some tape. So that's how I want to pop that down in there. Now the strawberries, there's one that I haven't finished yet, so we're going to do that one on camera, and they're really, really easy to do. And another great cheat is that when you're using printed paper and it's kind of reflective of the die that you're using, then just print out in larger format and use your die to cut it like that. I'm going to do a close-up. There you go. Let's see how close we can go. I think that's probably it. I'm trying to keep as still as I can. Really grey outside. I'm going to zoom in and out until I get it. And it'll probably be on the cards when I've made it that you'll see it. But, you know, rather than using red cardstock, just use your pattern, because the little dots and the pattern is already there to make it kind of like tie in with your paper and have the same colour scheme. So I've done 5 of those, and then these are the pieces that make the strawberry. So you get the top, you get the cap of the strawberry, and then I've got the base, and I've done the base in black because I wanted it to show up. So we're just going to dab down, and hopefully it's working. Yep, just a little bit of glue around the edge. Got my fingers in it already, and we're just going to put the red bit on top, and then of course you can see the green piece goes on top of that. So this is really super easy, and if my hands are in the way, I do apologise, and I am going to pick it up to make sure that it's straight. So I'll stick it back down again. So you just have to move your bottom piece around. And if you've got a little bit of your darker bottom piece sticking out, it doesn't matter because it makes a nice shadow layer. So really easy to do. And then a little touch of glue just at the top again. And then you can put your strawberry, I think it's called a cap. I call them hulls sometimes. Don't know why, because they say, you know, when you're doing your doodahs that you're hulling your strawberries. Your doodahs. Yeah, it's one of those days. Right, so there is the top of the strawberry. And that's going to need a few seconds to dry. So I'll just clean up my mess and move those up there and out of the way while they continue to dry. Right, now then, back to this bit. And what I did was I actually glued my pattern paper down onto a piece of the craft cardstock because I wanted it to be quite solid. So it's a nice feeling, you know, die cut, nice and strong. So I'm going to apply some glue to that. Whoop. You only need to do the bits that are important. You don't kind of like have to go everywhere. I mean, it could be that you want to tuck stuff behind the handles or anything, you know. So if that's the kind of thing that you want to do, then just don't put any glue there. Down the sides and along the base. Might put just a little bit up the middle. There. Doesn't need too much. And you'll notice that I actually just put glue on the handles and I didn't need to, did I? Because look, it overhangs. So there's mistake number 1 for Tuesday. Oh, dearie me. Right, so I'm just going to wipe that off and pretend you didn't see it. Right, so that needs to dry. So I'm just going to rest that there actually and not on my paper. I'll give that a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Right, so while I was gone, I made myself useful and it's dry and I've put some foam pads on the back of that. My strawberries are dry. I put foam pads on the back of my little sentiment and I've also put some tape on the back of my tag and also some foam pads on my seed packet layer. So I need to take off all of this and then we can insert the ribbon. So I'm just going to take these bits off and hope that my nails will do it. Do you know, I still can't use one of those pokey tools for lifting up the edges of tape. I end up poking straight through my cardboard. I kid you not. Yeah. My cardstock rather. I just go straight through and punch a hole in it. So I just persevere with my my fingernails. Right, so here is my ribbon and it's a matter of deciding how long I want my ribbon to be. I kind of like the idea of it being crossed over like that. So I've got this here and of course the back of my cardstock is sticky. So I'm just going to go in there and just push down. And I think I'm going to go there. So you can see that's why I had my tape in that area. So I can just squeeze that in. Right, I quite like having a loop like that. And now we've got to get it even. So I'm just moving some of my junk out of the way. And I'm actually going to stand up because I can't see very well today. So I apologise if I'm shouting or my camera is shaking. But I just want to get this as an even border. And I want to get it straight. And I don't think I did. Right, I think that's going to do for that. So you can see I've got my ribbon tucked in behind, which I think looks quite pretty. It's different, if you know what I mean. Just looks different. Right, so I'm going to peel the backs off this. I think I better sit down again. Whoops. Oh dear, I just knocked everything on the floor. Working in tight elbow space. I mean, quite literally, you know, I've got my Tim Holtz glass media mat, which is taking up all of the camera, really. Because my camera, it's not all fancy, you know, panning in and panning out and all that. And I think I'm glad, because I'll probably make everybody seasick by constantly moving. But I tell you, one of the things I really would like to learn, and I'm probably going to try and teach myself over Christmas, and that is to be able to do tutorials, because sometimes, you know, I just feel that I want to do a load of stenciling, embossing, get the jelly plate out and the paint, and because there's so many things that you can do with dies. I love to use dies on clay, and you can create some great 3D decorations and ornaments using your dies into clay. But by the time you finish doing it, it kind of takes 6 or 7 hours to upload, unless you learn the art of editing and kind of like condensing what might be a 3-hour video down to about 20 minutes, you know, because I don't think anybody wants to sit down and watch anything for 3 hours, unless it's a good movie, of course. Right, so I'm going to go there. So that's my lovely seed packet. And now we've got our strawberry basket. I'm still standing up. But I do love strawberries. There's just something just really lovely about them. I'm going to go there onto my seed packet. And then, of course, I've got all of my lovely strawberries. And I can sit down now because they are going to be glued into position. And do you see what I mean about the strawberries coming through the basket? So you feel that even though you want to do it and it's lovely, you might not want to do as many. So this is kind of like a great way to cheat it. So let's go with those in the back first. Pile them up, get them going at different angles, I think. So I've got glue on my fingers, which is a bit silly of me, because as I'm putting stuff down, I'm lifting it up. I did have a nice blob of glue there. And I'm just going to go at different angles, I think. So make sure that's squished down. I've got another little blob of glue there, but I'm going to go for another one here and here. I'm going to go there. And I don't know if I want to go straight up. I'm going to put one there. And then I've got my other little blob of glue here. So I think I'm going to go like that. So I've got my strawberries down, which look really pretty. It's just such a great cheat to use your printed paper and just cut your stuff out and get the same kind of effect as your background papers. Now, I may not have put enough glue on that. So I'm going to pick that up for a second and just put a big squidge. And then put that back down. Right, so while that's drying, I can put my little sentiment on. And I did So Lovely. So I'm just peeling the backs off of that. Get my nails under it. So here's my lovely, and I just wanted that at an angle. And I've got that up on foam tape as well. So there's my lovely. And then I'm just peeling the back off my Sue, which is going to go at an angle as well, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll have my sew like that. Why not? And of course I could cut more strawberries and dot them around, but I'm going to be able to lift it up now so that you can see how just by blowing up one of the images from a background or a piece of ephemera on your computer and then using it to cut your fruit out, you can do the same thing with lemons and oranges and limes, and you know, just get the great effect. Rather than just going in for plain red cardstock, it kind of merges in with everything that you've used. And as I said, you know, if you can use a pattern background, you don't feel that you have to completely fill the basket up with strawberries. And there's that little crossover of the tape measure pink ribbon. I just absolutely love that. And that was quite quick, wasn't it? That was quick for me. Anyway, I do thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome day. I'm going to be up with more KSCRAFT tomorrow, and probably another Let's Make That. So once again, thanks so much for watching. And as usual, all links below. Bye.